Some of you are tired not because life is hard, by the people you keep around you or what you scroll on all day. And this is something I've kind of noticed too with this constant negativity building up these days, is that you're constantly stimulated by negativity through Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, people around you, and it seems to like never end. And I've been noticing a lot more recently. It keeps getting worse and worse. Like the people I've been talking to, or people you work with, or anything like that, people you've been around, and I've seen so much of it. It's just the problem is too, as we're getting into this like negativity thing, is that people cannot handle conversations anymore. Everyone's pissed off about everything. You can't find any satisfaction with everything. People feel done with life, like they're over everything, and that there's nothing else that can make them feel better, or like there's nothing that gets the brain going. And that's the problem with the social media I've noticed too. We'll dig into that one a little bit first. Is that it's the stuff you see your algorithm. Now, I've never had bad algorithms since I went back on the internet about a year ago, really, or like social media in general. But I've seen it. Like I've seen a few things a few times. Like maybe the first month of me having Instagram back, I saw killings. I saw AI porn, which was strange to me. I'm like, that's a thing. I'm like, this is getting intense. I'm like, this is actually getting crazy. I was like, can you imagine like a 7-year-old scrolling all that shit? Even though they shouldn't have it, but a lot of parents these days, they're a problem too. They can't think and be like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe my kids shouldn't have it. They don't care. They're like, that's the problem with people today. They don't care as long as whatever happens to them. A lot of people are more selfish today too, which makes things a little bit more negative. And that's the thing I've been talking to. I keep grabbing my glasses. That's the thing I've been noticed too when I keep talking to people. Constant negativity on their scrolling. Like you see people getting beat up and stuff like that, or someone shot, run over, mugged in town last night. It seems to like never be ending. And that's the main reason why I deleted social media 5 years ago. Or actually, yeah, 5 years ago. It was like right after COVID, or during COVID, I deleted it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this shit anymore. And my life was superior better. It still is. I mean, I don't care what's on there. Like if I scroll, I can't be on there for more than 5 minutes. But the problem is too, is the people that we keep around, right? Now, the thing is, I've noticed this a lot. I like, this is my biggest thing I was going to talk about, is just that I've seen this with people they keep around. There's this one dude I'm pretty cool with. He's a great guy and everything, but he had this one friend that was really draining him, and he had to cut him off. He's telling me about this. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, this guy was constantly draining. He's like, he constantly wanted to get the girls I had. He's like, I was like, well, that's not even a friend. I'm like, what? Why would he even do that? Like, he would get jealous of this person, comes from a loaded family, very insecure, and it just like, maybe because his parents weren't around full enough either, but he wanted everything this guy had. And he was like telling me, he's like, look, I don't even have a lot of shit. He's like, I came up this way, that, and the other thing. But he's like, this guy wanted everything I had. The girls I talked to, whatever I drove, he wanted to fit in with everything I was wearing. Like, it was constantly like, I had to be him. That's another thing I noticed too. A lot of people want to be the same thing now. And that's the strangest thing I've ever seen personally. Because if you walk down the street, who doesn't have a tattoo now? What woman doesn't have a nose ring or a piercing in their nose or something like that? Or in their lip? Or it's just like, it's constantly getting insane. Everyone wants to be the same thing, which is a negativity. No one's themselves anymore. Nobody knows how to be who they are. They don't know who they are. There's people in their 30s right now who don't even know who they are. There's women who are constantly confused by themselves. They don't know if they're straight, gay, like, or whatever, and that's a problem. And this is the thing I've noticed. You just talk to some of these women, right? I was in college last year. Talking to a few of these girls, and they're saying they're like gay. I was like, do you ever, do you find men attractive at least? And one of them was like, oh yeah, I kind of do. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, what's the problem then? I don't know. Men are this and men are that. And it's like, okay, so, and I was asking, I was like, have you always been on, I was like, have you always just gone right to college right after high school? And did you go to public school and stuff like that? I would ask questions. And they're like, well, yeah, of course I did this, that, and the other thing. I had social media. And then they're saying, Beyonce and Billie Eilish are saying that all men are bad and they're hateful, and then there's like Olivia Rodrigo giving out Plan Bs at the thing. I'm like, whoa, like first off, I'm like, this is constant negativity, and this is like, I can't stand the propaganda against women right now. And I know this is a lot. There's somebody I know personally in the past, same thing. I had friends that were terrible, and they pretty much ruined their life. And I said this was gonna happen. I was like, look, well, I wouldn't say ruined her life. You can still change it around. You gotta cut these people off. There's no other way. And I've noticed this a lot when I talk to certain people. The friends they keep is the future you're going to have. And this is something I always say. I'm not even joking. I was like, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. It's the main thing I live by. And I don't play games. Like, look, my friends and I, we're pretty close. We're tight. We'll tell each other anything, if we're comfortable with it. I would say so. I think we all are. I don't think we care what we say. My friends say that to me all the time. They're like, how do you do it? You're just like, you're free throwing it out there. You don't care what you say. I was like, well, look. I'm 25. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I really don't care what I say. If I offend you, fuck off. I don't care. Like, that's the problem, too, with this negativity stuff. It's like, you try to talk to someone, right? And they get, like, negative from you. They're like, oh, you said that? I had a conversation with someone the other day about that. I said something because And it wasn't even like hateful or nothing. I told someone else about that. I was like, I don't even think I was like insensitive or anything. It's just people are so soft these days. They're saying that their boyfriend didn't like Catholic school and this other stuff. I was like, did he try learning it? His parents? Did he go to church every Sunday? I was like, I'm just asking questions. And they're like, well, that's it's easily offensive. I'm like, well, why are you offended? I'm just asking a question. I'm like, did he go to church? Did he do this, any other thing? Does he believe in Christ? It's like, because, I was like, I do. I was like, I mean, I follow this stuff. And she's like, well, that's offensive. I'm like, okay. I'm like, then why even bother having a conversation with me? You're going to get offended over everything. Offended by everything, doesn't do shit for a life. Okay, I got to stop. But the main thing is, when you're around negative people, right? This is something I learned in the past because I was around negative people when I was younger, is that it rewires your mindset. It makes you feel little, makes you feel bad about yourself. It kills your self-esteem to the point of you don't even know who you are anymore. You kind of like lose that self. I remember being like 7th, 8th grade, and I had like a weird friend group. It wasn't the tightest group, but we were decent friends. But it was like something happened in the group, a lie, and pretty much it just kept going and going and going, and then like it kind of exacerbated, and it just never like dialed out. That was the problem, because people were just lying about shit, and it was like I felt that negativity. That's when I started to get really bad anxiety in 7th and 8th grade, and I noticed after I cut these people off when I got into high school, I felt so much more calm and peaceful. I still had anxiety until I was about 2 years ago, a year really ago now, but it's just like that drama is not normal, and it gets normalized, I guess, because you're around it so much. It's like, okay, well, I feel normal now because it's like this is my constant life. And this is something I noticed with someone in the past too I was with, right? The constant friend negativity. There's this one girl, like, I'm not trying to, I'm not gonna say their names, but I could say things that happened. This one girl's making bad decisions. She didn't want to work. She was fucking lazy. Just played the game all day. No hate towards her. She's a great person. She was pretty smart. She was just, I don't know, I guess there's like so much shit she just didn't want to do with herself. She didn't want to try to expand. She didn't want to try to improve herself. Great person, but it was like she chose these wrong dudes, and it's like just listen to whatever they did. And it's like, dude, you can't live your life that way too. And it's just, and these guys weren't great people either. And it's like, it's kind of like that Instagram or TikTok thing of that one girl going around saying like, we're supposed to marry criminals and convicts, but you don't marry somebody who sleeps around or something. I forget what it was, but it's like, first off, no, you shouldn't be marrying a criminal or a convict. What are you, retarded? And this is the thing I'm saying nowadays. People are just so stupid they can't even think for themselves anymore. Like, we've actually gotten retarded over the years. And it's like my generation, I'm not saying they're retarded, but they're so confused by everything. They've been online so much, they're confused. This is the thing I noticed too. You talk to the people like I just brought up, they don't know if they're gay or straight. How the fuck do you not know that? Like, are you attracted to like men mostly? Do you want kids? Do you want a family? And it's like they don't even understand that. They're like just so confused. The parents are like pretty bad these days too. Like, no offense to some people out there. There's great parents I met. And there's truly I've met incredible people out there who know what they're doing with their kids, what they want them to do. And it's like nobody has a conversation with their kid anymore. They're constantly on the phone. They're assholes to their kids. And they had the kids, like I just said, like before, they're on like Instagram, TikTok at like 7, 8 years old. It's like, what are you doing? They shouldn't even be on the internet. My kids will not be on the internet. I've already said that before. It's just it's keeping people stuck. And it's not, this is the thing. I always want to improve, just keep going and going, trying to elevate, trying to learn as much as I can. And it seems like nobody wants to even try to do that anymore. It's like, we've seen it all across America with the schools, right? Everyone's failing at something. They can't handle it. They're scrolling through TikTok. They're using ChatGPT through everything. And I understand some things in school, they're just, they're never going to use them again. I understand that wholeheartedly. And I've been thinking a lot about that subject alone. I'm going to make a different video on that later. Like I've been promising myself for months now. But everything we see on social media with the doom scrolling part too. It's constant doom scroll. Whatever you see, I brought it up before, the AI porn, or if it's like a shooting. It's constant, the bombing in Iran, with Israel and, Palestine. It's like, it's never ending. Russia and Ukraine. It never seems to end. And then there's so much propaganda around there that's feeding people's minds, which is causing the negativity. And we've seen it. I've talked to people. It's pretty much what the internet is. It's kind of like I believe Candace Owens said this a long time ago. She was saying everything's fake and gay. And it's true. Everything is so fake on the internet now. It's scripted, whatever video, maybe someone you like out there, a couple or something. There's always like that one Instagram couple or YouTube, and they're doing fake videos. Pretty much it's scripted, like she's pissed or something stupid like that. And it's like, you go into the comment section of any of those videos, constant hate, and it's just, you keep thinking about the internet, and it's like, okay, man, it's like, it's not even fun anymore. The internet was fun until about 2016, I can really remember. I mean, it was really cool back in the day. You watch, if you're into gaming or anything like that, you could watch whatever. It was pretty cool. And that's the other thing too. You had people around you all the time. That's what I kind of miss, like that last generation of the Xbox 360 and PS3. You constantly had, you could bring people over, you could play the game, you had controllers, and everything wasn't as expensive as it is now. You boot it up, you have like four, split screen of 4 players. You're playing Call of Duty, you're playing Halo, whatever. And it's like we don't even have that anymore. So everything's digital, just through a screen. You're not really even around those people anymore. How often do you even see your friends? And the thing is, if women do see their friends, they're around the wrong people, and that's what I've noticed. So the same thing with guys too. The main thing is I never liked this, right? I never liked going out. I didn't like the partying shit. And I went to what? I went out maybe 3 times in my life. Hated it. I was like, dude, can I go home? I was like, I'm taking my car next time. I was like, this is shit. I was telling my one friend the one time. I was like, this is boring. I'm like, people are just drinking and just sitting around. I'm like, how do you find this fun and entertaining? I was like, I don't sleep around. I don't do that shit. I have morals and ethics. I believe in Christ, I was like, I want kids in a family with one woman. And it's like, I don't want to be with anybody else after that. It's that simple. Like, and that's the problem too with the divorce rates, man. It's 50-50. And this is what I said before, the internet. And I've been around this, right? And I've seen so much hate before. And there's this one girl, I'm not, who went with my situation, is that this one girl was so negative. She changed dramatically when she went to college. She went to college, became a whole different person. I felt bad for the husband, really, but he should have put his foot down. And that's the problem with a bunch of men today. They won't put their foot down to their woman. And you kind of have to. And I did this multiple times, and I was hated on every time. I was like, it would bother me for a while because I didn't have a backbone yet. I was, 22? And you had people tell me I'm controlling because I don't want I think I said this before. I don't want my girlfriend going to like 2 states away or whatever in an abandoned hotel with her friend. There's a bunch of guy friends doing drugs, and no thank you, it's not happening. And it's like, I'm crazy? I'm controlling? What the fuck is that? And it's like people like that, that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't have any brain cells anymore. And that's the problem with women. They want to blame men, they want to blame them for rape. And the problem is men aren't really the problem. And I notice this a lot. Like the main thing too, as I'm getting to this negativity thing, is you keep around these negative people, you're just going to end up just like them. You're going to be miserable, depressed. You're going to have cats. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to become one of those cat moms or dog moms that are really strange, by the way. And I brought this up in the past. I find this stuff like weird to me. It's not normal. Like I've seen people like literally have like dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Like strollers. I'm like in the mall. I'm like, this is not normal. Your dog is not your kid. And I mean, I understand you love your dog, whatever, right? I get it. I have a dog. I love her. But it's like, people are getting so strange now. It's like, it's not even normal. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have kids, but I love my dog. It's like, I've seen people love their dog more than their own kids. And I'm like, dude, that's not normal. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I think I would maybe want another dog in the future, maybe not. But it's just like, I don't know. It's really getting weird out here. And it's just like, everyone is just so hateful about everything. And that's why my circle's like really tight. We don't have negative things anymore. We bring up about certain things. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. My friends do the same thing as well. It's very fun. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, the problem is too, as I'm getting into this, right? When I was talking about negative people, when you have them around, I've seen them before, right? And it's like this, like some of, like, I'll bring up honest here. Like, so my past, girlfriend I only ever had one girlfriend. So it's like, I had this, I was telling her before, I was like, look, this friend here is that, I was like, I'm going to be real with you. And somebody told me this the other day when I was talking about this. And they're like, you actually have a gift. They're like, you've seen this in people. You're like, what happens almost. And somebody told me this like a few weeks ago too. It's like, you're right. And like, she's like, how'd you know this? It's like, you just seem to be always right. Now, not in a good, no. I gotta stop. Pause. Hold on. Not in that sense. She's like, you can read people better than anyone else. I was like, I can read someone's ill intentions. And it's just, I don't know what it is. I've seen it before. It's the way they talk to me. It's the way they interacted. There's like with this one dude, right? I don't know if I brought the story up before. We went out bowling one day. It was like a couple's thing, right? So it was like her friend's birthday. We were all hanging out. This dude was so strange. He was putting us all down. He was being very disrespectful. He thought he was better than everyone. And it's like, look, I have no problem if you're going to act delusional, right? Like in a sense of like how good you are. But you don't start putting other people down like that. And I was like, me and the two other guys? Me and the 2 other guys were looking at him like when you go up the bowl. We're like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And everyone's like, how does she even like him? Is it the money or something? I mean, he comes from a wealthy background. They both did. And we're just like, I can't stand this guy. He thinks he's better than everyone. And we're all saying at the end, they're like, dude, nobody liked him. I was like, no disrespect, but it's like, if you're acting like an asshole, it's like, nobody wants to be around that. And it's like, he wasn't even funny. He didn't even try to be cool. He was just very stern and like very serious about everything. Like this guy, I brought him up in the past, right? You're not going to meet everybody you like, but I liked him to an extent. I think if he just chilled out and it was a little bit cooler than drinking and shit every weekend and being a retard I think he'd be cooler to hang around. It's just, he did so many bad decisions. It's like, dude, let it go. It's just like, you're not better than everyone. You don't think you know everything. Like, dude got out of college a year ago, lost his job opportunity. Well, he didn't lose a job opportunity. He got out of college a year ago. This other guy's been working the company longer than him, and he thought he deserved it. I went to college. I did this. I went to this one. I went to that college. I should have been there. I should have been up there. And I was having a one-on-one conversation with him, and I'm like, oh shit, there's something wrong with this guy. I'm like, you just got out of college. And I was like, you're like a year ago. And I'm like, you're not better than him. I'm like, that guy was there longer than you, probably knew more, probably had better skills than you. It's just, I don't understand this like delusional sense of people nowadays of like everything saying if they don't get it, you're the problem. It's constant narcissism is what I'm actually kind of leading into. And we've kind of seen this before, like with the negative people. If you've kind of seen it around, a bunch of you guys probably have noticed this. Like, I seen it in, like, when I was in the relationship, right? Her friends were constantly drinking, sleeping around, and they couldn't think and they couldn't feel for themselves. They were constantly confused. And I said this before about the one girl. I was like, look, she's getting tattoos up to the neck. She's got, like, 16 bodies. I'm like, you don't want somebody around that. I was like, for certain, I don't want her around my kids ever in my life if I have kids with you. I was like, I don't want... And that's the thing. I think I wrote this in another video. I don't know if I did. But pretty much what she did, like, her parents are so strange and not normal to an extent. They were encouraging her to sleep around with people on their vacation. I'm like, who thinks like that? I would not want my daughter to do that. Like, I don't understand how we lost morale. We lost all this stuff with, like, you know, we lost who we were. We've had this generation since the fourth wave of feminism, I think it was, took over in the mid-2010s and ruined us. I've met people, I've talked to people, right? And they're like, I don't care. Like, for example, I got hated on when I said something to, I was out with a group of her and her friends and stuff, right? And some of the guys were around. Nobody had the balls to stand up for me, but I said this shit, but they kind of felt it. I could see it in their face, right? We were talking about stuff, and they asked me, they're like, how would you feel about having a gay kid? I was like, I'd be pissed. I was like, I would feel like I failed as a man. And they gave me the dirtiest look. I was like, why? I was like, don't you want grandkids? Don't you want your legacies to live on? I was like, don't you understand that? I was like, this is between one man and a woman. We're one flesh. Like, I want our kids to succeed, right? Don't get me wrong. And I don't want them to be degenerates running around the street half naked at a pride parade, which is also a sin, by the way, pride. And it's like, what are we becoming? I can't say that anymore. And I remember, like, they were looking at me and they're like, did you just say that? Did you just say that? Yes, the fuck I did. Like, what's the problem? Like, I don't, like, do you understand what I'm saying? How far we've become? And I said this before. I was like, I don't want my kids getting the COVID vaccine either when they're born. That's a big problem now. They're telling me, they're like, wow, so you're anti-science. And it's like, dude, I didn't say that. And I'm like, first of all, kind of am. But to an extent, I'll bring that out in another video. But it is kind of true, but the thing is, you got to get better, not bitter around these people. You got to cut them off. You got to make yourself better. It's just something I've learned, I know, as I'm rambling through this whole entire video, talking insanely quick, but you got to protect your peace. You got to choose your growth, and you got to realize too, not everyone's your friend. I said this before in a past video, I think. Here, I'll bring up two things before I end this. The first one being this. I started dating this girl, right? And when we first started dating our relationship, she said she had a lot of guy friends. I'm like, okay, this is going to be very easy for me. Because I think very intuitively, I think about certain things. Someone called me wise for the other day when I was talking to them about this. They're like, how are you so smart like at this age? I was like, I was 21. Because I've always thought about when I have a girlfriend, I want to get married, I want to have kids, right? I was like, I hope to only have like one or two, one girlfriend really ever in my life. Because I look at people and I can I'll talk to you for a while. Like her and I talked for 6 months. I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally, be with this girl forever. I was like, the way she talked and think about things, I'm like, I had to wait a while. So she said she had a lot of guy friends. I'm like, okay. And I didn't like that she kept talking to them as we were dating. We were only like dating for about a month or two at this point. And I was like, I need you to do me a favor tonight. And she's like, that, because her friend was at the gym too. I was like, I want both of you, because her one friend had a bunch of guy friends. I think I brought this up before. And I was like, I want you to text every guy right now. Either two things. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing Friday night? Or actually, I think I said three things. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing Friday night? And do you like me? That's what it was. Okay, I couldn't remember the third point. I was like, do you like me like that? No joke. My ex said, I think 11 people or 10. It was somewhere, it was like near 10 almost guy friends. I guess he would say guy friends, but like they knew each other from high school. So 9 of the 10 for my ex-girlfriend will say, I think it was, said, oh my God, I couldn't wait. I thought like for years, yeah, I would love to do that. She immediately cut them off. She's like, holy shit. The one dude said he was gay or something. He said, he was confused about himself or something. But the other, like, were like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I've liked you for over a year and this, that. I remember back in high school, and it's like, she was like, oh my God, I did not know this. She cut them off immediately. She's like, I was like, this is what I told you. I was like, this is how guys think. I'm a guy, and you gotta be, this is how I am. I was like, I know this because I was like, I'm a guy. I'm gonna wait. And this is like, then she told me this before. She's like in a relationship with this one guy before, and he would constantly like harass, be like, hey, you still with him? You still with him? You still with him? That's all he would text. And she was like, holy shit, this is strange to me. She's like, I thought I was your friend. And this is the thing. Not everyone's your friend. Not everyone wants to be your friend. I mean, this is something I learned as I was in this relationship. I bought her a promise ring. She told some of her friends. A lot of them didn't respond, or like, you know, till like a day or something later, be like, oh, cute, congrats. Like, it was like very late. And this is how you find out if they're your real friends or not. They were jealous. Most of them were. It's just how it is. And that's how you can find out if they're a real friend or not if you're a woman. Now, if you're a guy, very simple. If you have, you know, because we talk shit to each other, we say shit to each other all day, but behind our back, we were like, oh, I love him. He's such a good dude, this, that, and the other thing. And that's how you know if you're a guy, you know, we're real friends. It's just, it's so much different, like, nowadays with the women, too, because they hate each other. They lie to each other's faces. Us, we'll just say it to our face. Like, if we're, you know, with our friends, or this is how guys are. We'll just tell each other off. We're not going to snake you. Like a bunch of these women do now. They just snake each other. They're very negative towards each other. And the thing is, if you want to know who a real friend is, they're going to encourage you to be better. And I learned this in the past, and somebody told me this the other day because I heard something that is really crazy to me, and I said this was going to happen. Talked to someone about it, and I was like, she's like, how'd you know? I was like, did you not see the people around them? I was like, did you not notice them? I was like, constantly drinking, doing drugs, and encouraging to sleep around, or, you know, doing something stupid with their life. Tell them that, you know, when you're around negative people too, because there's one girl, so it is, she's on like 7 or 8 medications. Now, I'm against medications, so I don't think we need to be heavily medicated. I think it's something that's killing people nowadays. And if you think about it, I think my generation, by 2030, 56% of women will be on SSRIs alone. And I've done a study last year in my college, because I'm very intrigued with social issues. And I didn't like when I saw that study, because I picked social media, and then I was like reading in the medications. I'm like, nobody should really be on SSRIs, like, honest to God. I think you need somebody to encourage you to be better and be a bitch to you. And not saying like just be an asshole, but like to get you up every morning, get you motivated. You gotta find out what's worth it. You need somebody in that corner. And that's what my one friend said to me. He's like, you're the best of us. I was like, what? He's like, out of the whole friend group, you're the best of us. He's like, you got right back up. You smiled, you laughed. He's like, you didn't let people get you down. I was like, yeah. I was like, fuck them. I was like, I got terrible advice from someone, from an old boomer. He gave me terrible advice. I'm like, first off, why the fuck am I going to listen to this guy? I'm just bringing this up because he's being negative towards me and being insanely rude. And he was saying so many, I'll say what he said. So pretty much what he was saying is, you need to go find yourself. You need to backpack across Europe. I'm like, who the fuck are you to tell me to do that? And then he's like, you don't know what you want with your life. You're very unserious about everything. I'm like, first off, I'm very serious. I mean, to an extent, I like to have fun and be, you know, joking around. But then I thought about it deeply, because, you know, he was saying some other stuff to me too. And pretty much he was saying, like, he was putting me down. And I was like, fuck this guy. I'm doing the opposite of what he said. I was like, you think I have money to go backpack across Europe, douchebag? You don't know me. I mean, honest to God, I tried. You know, he's just a rich, snobby guy. He went to college until he was 41. Thought he was, you know, he was confused with himself his whole life. He didn't make it as his job that he wanted. And his shit wasn't good. I'll be real. I've seen it. It wasn't good. He did put extra thought. He's lazy. I asked him a question one time. I'll never forget this, about a certain thing. And it really changed my perspective on him, because he's very negative. And he's like, I don't like other people's... Look, I'll say it to a nice extent. I'm not trying to put the dude down. I mean, I don't hate the guy. He just had negativity all his life, I guess. I don't know if he's struggling with it or something, but, you know, he's older. He's in his 60s. And he was telling me, he's like, I don't like other people's art to an extent because it makes it harder for me to understand it. And I was like, isn't that the whole point of art, to make you try to see something different? I'm like, so you want to see things your way, pretty much one-dimensionally. So you're not, you know, trying to expand your mind to an extent. And that's the thing you got to learn. A lot of people are just negative around that certain thing. And I don't know. It's really strange to me, like, how people can be with that. It's like, do you want to live your life that way? Like, I don't understand it nowadays. when I was talking about it, I know I was kind of rambling this whole video, but it seems like chaos is normal now, and more stress, less peace. It seems what people are doing. I've lived it. I've seen it around people. I've seen it in other people. Like I was saying before, this one girl, constant negative. Thought she hates what. This is actually kind of, I can bring up this story a little bit because this one person told me this about a few months ago. They stopped talking. A few people stopped talking to her because she made a smart comment. These few other people have white boyfriends that are not white, and she said something under the table of being like, "Ew, they're white too." What's that tell you? This girl's this constant negative, says that she's a Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you're a heretic. I don't have time for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't try to be an asshole. I'm not being an asshole. I'm being truthful here. It's just, around these types of people, there's no saving them. And you can try your best, but if you're around negative people, you're going to end up like them. Now, I tell my friends all the time, I'm actually really proud of my one friend. He's engaged, right? He's pretty young. Great dude. And I'm proud of him. I'll say that. It's like, yeah, I support younger marriages. I was talking to somebody. Oh, that was the other thing this guy said to me. He's like, you shouldn't even be thinking about marriage till you're in your 30s. I'm like, hey, I don't believe your shit. I'm not listening to your philosophy on life. I was like, I think mine's better than yours. And you know, it's kind of funny too. I was talking to somebody the other day about this too. I was like, you know, you never wish this one person. And this, okay, I'm just gonna be real with this. I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I don't get too long. Because I was talking about like, all the situations stuff I've been through with all this negative. You know, I had negativity my whole life growing up. It was just constant negative. But I thought about this the other day. Somebody was asking me like, you know, I don't think you ever wish this person the best. I was like, yeah, I wished them well, not the best. They said, well, why is that? And I'm full of Kanye here. I thought this was kind of funny for many years ago. Also because if I wish them the best, that means they'd be with me because I'm the greatest fucking dude to be around. You know what I'm saying? You know, I said this before to my friends. I was laughing about this. And I was saying, like, pretty much wrapping this up, I was saying, any girl that gets with me and leaves me, they're going to regret it. I'm like, I'm the greatest guy to be around. I'm like, this is how I live. You got to be delusional a little bit. And I mean, they're making a mistake. I was like, I have morals, ethics, values. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I just constantly try to learn new things every day. I go to work, I hit the gym, play the game. That simple. But don't talk to many people besides my friends. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. I mean, there's a lot of shit just is going around. There's so much propaganda towards women, I noticed, and it's really pissing me off. And this has all been planned. But you know, I'm gonna say this: get better, not better. It's just, you gotta like stick around, you know, good people that are gonna, you know, raise you up and elevate you. We've seen this negativity too much now. It doesn't matter what you're on. I mean, I've been around, you know, constant negative people my whole life, and I've learned that maybe my early 20s, 21, 22, before I hit 25. So yeah, I would say 21 or 22 when I was really starting to learn this. I'm like, I can't be around people like this. And, you know, I tried to help people stay away from these type of people. I was like, this person's not going to do well, da-da-da. How do you know this? Happened before. I was talking to my grandfather many years ago, and we had a certain family member hanging around some bad people. He's like, how do you know this? How do you know this? He's like, I swear you just want to put people down. I was like 12. Or no, 14? 15. I was 16. Okay, I had to think for a minute. I was 16. And I was telling him, I'm like, you can't read him? You can't tell there's something off there? I was like, you can't look that kid in the eyes and try to see something through his soul? Like, you know, I'm not saying, like, I have a gift or something like that, but I've noticed it. Turns out, a year or two later, right. He was like, how'd you know? I was like, the way he looked, the way he spoke to me, the way he walked and talked, knew everything about the kid. And he was like, damn. He's like, I don't know how you knew this. He's like, you're just... My grandfather was insanely smart. We would have long conversations for like 5 hours. It'd be crazy, especially during COVID. We would have like these conversations or like podcasts. It was so cool. And I would learn so much from the life he would tell me he lived and stuff he did in the Army. It was just really cool. But I'm going to wrap the video up here. It's 28 minutes long. Thank you for watching. Cut those people off out there, man. They're not worth it. And if you lost someone in the past, you know, I'll bring that story up later. Yeah, I'll bring that story up later. But I love you guys who are watching this video. People care about you out there. You'll find somebody out there who loves and cares for you if you don't have them now. Don't beat yourself up if you're on the internet too much right now. Try to cut it. Hit the gym. Eat healthy. Keep those people away from you. Or especially the internet. Try to stay off that shit. Try to just keep YouTube. I think YouTube's probably the only decent one because you can watch some of your people you like. And you know, the boxes are being spammed too on YouTube every freaking day, which is annoying. Which I get. I'm uploading now, but it's like, it gets old. Alright, peace.